Alright. Good day guys and welcome to another Rocket League analysis video. So this analysis video is for Tommy and he's Diamond 2. So this should be good. I believe this is ranked, but I could be wrong. Alright, 3v3 competitive. Alright, let's see how it goes. Alright, let's kick off. You've gone for boost. It was smart of you to stay back. It's smart of you to stay back and kick off. This was a good decision to make, waiting back, because at this rank you never know, they might just completely whiff a kickoff. Now I know you told me that you were looking at doing some double jumps. Now I want to make something clear. Doing a single jump and just flying into the ball at full pelt can still get massive amounts of speed. It is definitely something worth doing. You don't have to flip into the ball like this. You lost a lot of momentum when you side flipped. If you just flown into the ball, you might have been able to get a better, more powerful shot off. So it's definitely why you can't double jump. It's worth doing. Come here. Sorry, I just need to put that back again. Alright, so you go for a big hit, a big boomer. And did he just redirect that in? I don't know, but it looks like he did. I swear he did just then. Because that would have been a 6 shot. No, he didn't. It just crossbarred down. That was a good shot. I don't know if it was a good rotation, but that's alright. I'll just ignore that. Here. Your teammate sort of leapt over your head, but you had to going for that. Oh. In a 3v3 isn't a great idea because you have no boost and you're cutting off your teammate's positioning here. You could be in a, like your teammate could be there with 100 boost as opposed to you being there with 0 boost. I reckon you probably could have made that one, but that's fine. Those are mechanical issues more than anything else. It's good that you're waiting back and being patient. It's something that you don't see a lot from a lot of ranks. That didn't really lead anywhere, but that's okay. It doesn't always need to lead anywhere. Alright, I'm gonna point out a little error. Not of yours so much, although now you see him, he jumped early. If you just double jump up, you can get the height on him because the reason he jumped early is because he's trying to pop it over you and beat you. So if you can't beat him, then the best you can do is try to get as high as you possibly can so that you can get a good dunk on him. So a double jump there can be very, very handy, but that worked out alright. That was what I was going to point out. What I was going to point out is this, right? You can see your teammate in the corner there. Like, he just randomly left the net, even though that could have ended up being a shot on net. He still left the net. Another thing is, like, right here, you could see that he could beat you. Now, shadowing, going up towards the ball isn't a bad idea, but using all your boost doing it isn't a great idea. You want to try to conserve your boost for the things that are important. This was not one of them. So shadowing, getting a little bit closer isn't a bad idea. Just don't commit all your boost to it. So you lost a whole bunch of boost doing that. And you wouldn't have made it to it. But now you're all the way over here. With, with fuck all boost. So, you know, it's definitely something you want to look at. Another big tip. Try to get a slightly wider. If you've got the room, you know every single fucking person on the map apparently has ever jumped for this. You've got the room to put this on the net. Might go in, might not. But taking a shot on net is usually better than taking not a shot on net, especially when it's a long shot. If you got a long shot, chances are there is no way that is going to turn into a goal for them. Like, if you got a shot, it might turn into possession for them. That doesn't matter. At least you've given your teammates time, right? If you've got the ability to wait for a bounce on a ball, then let the bounce happen and side flip into the ball if you can't get the angle out, or try to like front flip or diagonal flip into the ball or whatever. This, you just sort of hit it into the corner, and it didn't really go anywhere or do much. So you wanna get a little bit more of a shot on the net next time. That was also good, waiting behind your teammate when he was going up. I can't really pick on either things there, okay? Oh, I feel like that was an attempt at a double jump. Didn't work out so good. Now, you're shadowing, right? You never want to turn all the way towards a ball if you're last man back and just waiting for a play to happen. And you generally want to be a little bit further back, because it can be all too easy for them to get it over your head when you're only in the center of the field. As actually happened here, you see like they managed to get a full field. They managed to make it go all the way to the field, all the way to your half and get it over your head. And that was a terrible boost grab, this one here. Like, your teammate was just coming back, which is probably, he's probably out of position. But you never want to leave your teammates alone in the net if you can avoid it. If you've got a free shot and you can't really do much else, then that's fine. Oh. I do think one thing I'll pick on later on and describe to you is 50-50s. You seem to have a lot of trouble with challenges. You're getting good speed on them, but you're not pre-thinking them through very much. So, for example, if you had have gone a little bit closer to the wall, because you could see from the way he was coming at the ball, that he was planning on hitting it towards the wall. He was opposite the ball, he was planning on hitting it towards the wall. If you took advantage of that as well, it could have ended up being a very good 50 that kept the pressure on. Whoa. That was good, that you're just shadowing behind it, waiting for 50. See, that was quite smart. Just sitting there behind it, waiting for a 50-50 is pretty good, and not trying. It's good that you didn't try to touch that ball out either. If you had a little bit of boost and you were comfortable with side flips, like side flip shots, then it would be a different story. But, well, okay, your teammate did a dumb thing there. There was no reason for him to go up for that. Him waiting in center wouldn't have been a bad idea, but going up for it was dumb. But both your teammates are. Oh, why am I yawning? Both your teammates are massive beats, so. Like this. What was this? Like, okay, so he missed a redirect, which is not what you should be going for a fucking diamond. But then your teammate's like just floating around like da-di-da-di fucking da, like just not paying any attention, probably has no idea that you're there. Also, another thing you want to do is grab lots of small pads if you're out of boost, then you can't go for a big pad. Just do a couple of circles and go for a small pad. Ugh. Now, I know you can tell that you're getting a little impatient here with your teammates, because you go up for boost and then you see both your teammates sitting there, yet you still go up anyway. That was not the right play. But you're getting impatient because your teammates aren't really doing much, so it's totally expected for you to get a little bit of an itchy trigger finger. It was good patience from me there. Jesus, defensive rotations in Diamond are better than defensive rotations in fucking Champ 3. So that guy got a good shot, got a good goal off. That was good. Good, well played by him. He went for a little fake and then went for it. It's pretty smart. Alright, so you see your teammates got up, you're waiting back, that was smart. My mouth hurts because I'm yawning so much. What the fuck? I'm just so bored. Alright, so he's gone up. This rotation into defense, although it was smart for you to go into defense, wasn't the smartest way to go about it. Now, if you're going to go all the way into the center of the net, go all the way into the center of the net and turn around and face the field. You don't want to be sideways. If you're going to be sideways, then you want to be far side over there. You want to sit at the edge of the net sideways so that you can. So if the net's here, you can dive in at any point to get it clear off from while your car's facing forwards. If you're here, you can still defend the entire net. If you're here, facing this way, you can only defend so far of the net. If you're here, facing this way, you can defend the whole net. If you're backwards, you can't defend any of the net, except for directly behind you in a small strip. So if you're going to be sideways, You want to be sitting at the edge of the net, preferably far side of where the ball is, so the nearest side from you right now in this specific scenario. You can see that you've like rolled in, and the way you're turning your car right now is a good indicator of like what can be done. It's a good indicator of what can be done if you are sitting at the edge of the net. This is what can be done if you're, oh look at that screen tearing. This is what can be done if you're at the edge of the net. You could turn into the ball at any point. Now you realize that, oh shit, things have gone wrong. So you turned into the net, but instead of turning all the way around in the net and then chucking a U-turn towards the ball, you did a little 3-point turn. 3-point turn's not that bad, but it could have got you scored on. At a higher rank, it would have got you scored on. That turn there, by the way, you turned the wrong way here. So I think you just expected the ball to be going the other direction. So you turned into the edge of the field. You want to try to always turn it into the center of the field, unless you've got a really specific reason to be turning into the edge. You want to turn from the edges into the middle to make your plays, because the ball's much more likely to be in the center of the field than it is to be in right against the walls of the field. Anyhow, that's not a big deal. Somehow that guy got a massive 50 off, but unfortunately you got bumped and then missed the open net. I'll give you a little tip on the double jump and single jump thing as well. When I was first learning it, what I did to get my instincts working really well. It takes a bit of time, but it's really good. Whoa. Alright, so you've gone back to net. You've got a 2-goal lead. You really don't need any more goals, but you left the net anyway. But that's alright because your teammate was there. Rotating out of net when your teammate's rotating in is smart, so that's good. Your teammate there cut in really quick. That wasn't really smart of him. That was good of you to have left the section of the field where the ball was to just let your teammates know that it was their ball. They can go for it. That was really smart. Oh my god. What's going on? Teammates are clearing. Whose team are they playing for? God, look at that. What a bean. That actually tilts me. That was like annoying, tilts me. Fucking hell. Alright, so you're just sitting there, you're like, oh, I don't want to lose this 1-goal lead, I'm just gonna wait, I still got 45 boost, and boom, get it clear. Nice to do. Nice to do. Alright, so the things, that wasn't too bad for your rank. What rank are you? Oh yes, 12 shells. I got, what rank are you? Diamond 2, Division 3. Okay. You know, I got 20 shells from a single game. I don't know how I got 20 shells, but I got 20 shells. I was like, sick, isn't that the highest you can get? Anyhow, so the things that I would say you have to work on would be, I'll just move this back over here somewhere. Oh, look at him, excellent moment. Were you just sitting there like, oh Jesus? No one else said GG, dude. Like, what the fuck's going on? Why no one talk at this rank? Everyone's such scrubs. I'll just wait for the loading screen, and then I'll put it back somewhere in the game while I talk about things that you did right and wrong. God, what a terrible looking car, dude. Come on. You look like some RuneScape character with way too much dye. No one wants to watch Ninja. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Let's put on something crazy. Here we go.
And they're stalling
sorry,
so well.
Buddy. No one cares. Okay, so the things that you have to work on. Firstly, 50-50s. Pay a little bit more attention to your 50-50s. Like, just as you're going in for the 50, pay attention to your enemy's position, the way your enemy's like facing and stuff like that, to know whether you need to jump or not. and stuff like that. It takes a lot of practice, but it's something that you can over time become very, very good at very quickly. It's also an incredible way to throw off your enemies. Nothing, personally, with me, nothing throws me off than when I'm consistently losing 50s. Because um, losing 50s, like I'm really good at 50s, and losing them frustrates the hell out of me. Wow, they just, oh wait, they didn't even score, holy shit. So definitely work on 50s. Your positioning and defense as well, the way you rotate in and stuff like that. It's something I say pretty much in every video. It's something that needs to be drilled into everyone. It's something that needs to be drilled into me, to be completely fair. And with double jumps, now, firstly, can you simultaneously jump and boost? If not, you're gonna have massive troubles with double jumping, with like fast aerialing. You could double jump just fine, but you have massive trouble with fast aerialing. If you can boost and jump at the same time, my biggest recommendation is go from single jumping all your aerials to double jumping all your aerials, then back to single jumping all your aerials, then back to double jumping again. So spend a couple of weeks double jumping them all, like everything except for really small aerials. Then go back to single jumping them all, like single jumping and maybe doing a second jump through, and then over time you'll naturally start to implement that second jump while you're boosting through your first jump. Uh, that's one of my biggest tips when it comes to learning. Uh, that's what I did. I started off with double jumping, like, well, single jumping, then I went to double jumping only, and then after a couple of weeks I got really comfortable with that and I couldn't single jump very well anymore, so I focused back on that, and then they slowly just merged into one another and I didn't have to go back and forth anymore because I was comfortable both ways. I like it both ways. So that's definitely something to work on. 50-50s. Rotate into the far side of the net if you're going to sit sideways, and do a full rotation into the actual net facing outwards if you're going to rotate all the way in. It takes like, another tenth of a second, but it really isn't a big deal. Don't be afraid to spend just another spot of a second to get all the way in the net, because chances are it's much better to do that like 99% of the time than it is to simply be facing a ridiculous angle. If you are facing a ridiculous angle, you can't make a save at all, but you might make a slight delayed save otherwise, but delayed save is better than no save. And that's really it. Over time, like the other stuff is just mechanical. Just practice. Practice your simple basics. Practice your boomers. Um, Try to shoot on net more often as well. That was the last thing. Shoot on net more often from anywhere in the field. Just pop shots at net. Because chances are you're going to need to be able to pop shots at net. And there are so many goals that are just runaway goals. You're just sitting there and you're like, you just launch a shot at the net and it just turns into a runaway goal. That happens in ones, twos, threes, across the board. Runaway goals are ridiculous. They piss everybody off. They happen all the time, and there's nothing you can do about them sometimes. 90% of the time you can get away. You can save and make the clear and all that kind of shit. But that 10% of the time can be the most vital time. That can be like the winning goal, and generally it is. So it's definitely worth practicing your like boomers and like ground, like your ground boomers and stuff like that. Like like your half volleys, wait for a bounce and then just launch the ball as hard as you can. Over time, the accuracy will come with the speed. So yeah, that's really much it. 50s, that's really much it. 50s, rotate into the net a little bit more, like a little bit smarter, as I said. Take more shots on the net from other areas of the field, get a bit creative, and do that tip with the double jump and single jump, double jump, single jump thing. And like do it over the course of like a week or two. Like change every 1 week or 2 weeks. You'll start to feel it, and you'll start to get better and better, and then it'll just become natural. Big aerials you'll naturally double jump for. Small aerials you'll naturally single jump for. Sometimes you double jump for slow aerials, for small aerials too, because you can just get to it faster. Um, And don't be afraid to change your controls. It's better to, if you can't do that, if you can't boost and jump simultaneously, find a set of controls that you can do that to. Anyhow, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it helps. Keep me updated on like the improvements that you make, because I really enjoy listening to people that have like uh, subscribers that have asked me for analysis, and then I've analyzed their stuff and they've made massive improvements. I absolutely love that. It's great. It's a massive um, not only confidence boost, but it's really good for knowing that I'm actually doing a good job. But anyhow, have a wonderful day, night, whatever. Thanks for watching, and I hope it has helped. I hope you enjoy. See you later.